Good morning, my dear people, and welcome to this Sunday, fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time. The theme of this Sunday's liturgy invites us to reflect on the path of the prophet, a path of suffering, loneliness, risks, but also a path of peace and hope because it is a path where God is. Today's liturgy assures the prophet that the last word will always be God's. Fear not, for I am with you to save you. In the first reading, we were presented a figure of a prophet, the prophet Jeremiah. He was chosen, consecrated, and constituted a prophet by God. Jeremiah will face all kinds of adversities, difficulties, but he will not give up on fulfilling his mission and making the Word of God a living reality among men. In baptism, we were anointed as prophets in the image of Christ. Are we aware of this vocation to which God has called us all? Do we have the notion that we are the mouth through which the Word of God addresses men? The prophet is the man who lives with his eyes on God and with his eyes on the world. The one in hand is the Bible, and the other one, the daily newspaper. Living in communion with God is intuiting his project for the world and confronting this project with human realities. The prophet realizes the distance he sees. This is where he intervenes in the name of God to denounce, to warn, to correct. Are we, these people, simultaneously in communion with God and attentive to the realities that undo our world? The Gospel presents us with the prophet Jesus, despised by the inhabitant of Nazareth, the expected spectacular Messiah, and did not understand Jesus' prophetical proposal. The episode announces the rejection of Jesus by the Jews and the proclamation of the good news to all who are willing to welcome him. Whether pagans or Jews, as in the first reading, the Gospel proposes to us a reflection on the path of the prophet, and this time Jesus. It is a path where one deals permanently with incomprehensions, with loneliness, with risks. It is, however, a path that God calls us to travel in fidelity to His word. Do we have the courage to follow this path? Have the mouth of others, hurtful criticism, loneliness, and abandonment ever prevents us from fulfilling the mission that our God has entrusted to us? Then the second reading seems somewhat out of step with this theme that we're meditating today. It speaks of love, disinterested and gratuitous love, presenting it as the essence of the Christian life. It can, however, be understood as a warning to the prophet in the sense of letting himself be guided by love and never by interest. Only then Will his mission make sense? And you are the prophet. Let yourself be guided by love and not by your own interest. So, according to Paul, Christian love is that disinterested love that leads out of absolute gratuity to seek the good of the others, which is essential, which is the essence of the Christian experience. Is this the love that moves you when you do something, share something, provide something, some services? Is it with that disinterested attitude of a pure gift? The community of brothers and sisters we call the church is born from this sharing love. Is the love that unites the various members of our Christian communities, this generous and selfless love that Paul speaks of. When the Christian community is the scene, the scene of conflict, of interest, jealousy, or selfish rivalries, what witness of love is it giving? We cannot produce nothing. We are fruitless. My dear people, we are called to tune ourselves to the unconditional love of God and care for one another. We are called to let go all our selfishness and bear witness, be witness, helpers of others. So this is what we are called to do, and all the readings brings us to the step where we all have been configured, the step of a prophet. A prophet is a lover of God and the one who witnessed God's love to his brothers and sisters, who tells them what is the will of God. My dear people, I wish you a happy and lovely Sunday.